Okay, for this video we're going to try and create the Pringle, but this time on an iPad. So, start a new document. Okay, I'm going to call this one Pringle, let's call it Pringle 7 because I've got several ones created. Okay, let that come through. Right, so we have our work plane as normal, front, top and right work planes to work with. I'm going to start off by using the front work plane, so select that and then select the pencil icon so that I'm going to be sketching onto that. And it confirms it here that I'm doing sketch 1 on front work plane. Okay. I'm going to make sure that on my view I'm looking straight at it, so select front. Okay. And I'm going to start by drawing a corner rectangle, but I'm also going to select the construction line tool next to it so that I have both tools selected. So when I start to draw, it'll be a construction line rectangle. Right, now I'm going to move my cursor to the center there, so the square is on the center there. And then I'm going to start to drag out my shape. Now I'm dragging it to the top left, like so. Okay. We'll add the dimensions on now. So I'm going to click on the pencil icon and then the dimension tool and click on the bottom line here. Drag that dimension down. And I want this to be 130 millimeters. Okay, green tick. The side of it, the edge of it, we're going to do that one at 60 millimeters. Okay, so I've got a 130 by 60 millimeter rectangle drawn out. Okay. Now, I'm then going to click on the pencil icon again, and this time I'm going to choose the ellipse tool. Now, that's different to the circle tool. The ellipse has, you can have two different sizes for its length and for its height. But I'm going to start this in the center of this top line here. So what I do is I move my mouse or my cursor so I'm right in the center. And can you see it changes to a square when I'm on the center? Okay, let go there, drag out my ellipse, take it to the edge of the shape there. You can see it locks onto the edge there. So it is now 130 millimeters wide because the construction line is there. And then I can drag it down till I get it to about that edge of the line there. Cool, okay. So we know it's 130 wide, but we don't know its height. I want it to be 120 height. So I'm going to go to my dimension tool again, select the side of the shape here, and I've now got a measurement of 119. So I was quite close there with this. I'm going to drag this out, click on that, and make it 120 millimeters. There we have it, there, like that. Okay, so it's 130 by 120. I don't need the top half of this, so I'm going to click on the pencil again and take my trim tool, which is the scissors, and lose the top half. Like so. So I now have a semi-ellipse drawn, okay, which is really cool. So it's like half an ellipse. Now I want to use 2 points on this as well. So I'm going to add a couple of points. So on my pencil icon, I'm going to click on the point tool there, and I'm going to put a point on the center of my ellipse, one there, and also at the end of my ellipse on the right hand side there. So I now have 2 little circles drawn there. And I'm going to use those later on in my construction, so they're really handy to keep those there. Right, I finished with that sketch, so I'm going to tick that to finish it off. And if we drag this around, we can see our half ellipse drawn on the front work plane there. Okay, the next sketch I'm going to do is on the right work plane. So I'm going to click on the right work plane, click on the pencil icon. So I'm on that and click on my cube and choose the right view. So now I'm looking directly at it, like so, okay? And you can see here that we have the edge of our shape drawn here. We can see the edge of our line, and we can see that use spot that I put at the top there, the point on the top there as well, which is really handy for our construction. Okay, for this part, we're going to draw another rectangle, corner rectangle. So click on that part there, okay. And this time we're going to take it from the center again, like so, yeah. And I'm going to drag out to the top right this time, okay. like so. Okay. That needs to be also a construction line actually as well. So just change that to construction line. Yep. No, hang on. Just undo that. I've just mistaken the little piece there. Let's do that as a construction line and that and there. And then drag it out. Now it's as a construction line. Okay, that's cool. Right. So I want it to be the same height there. Okay. So that. Okay. And we'll just dimension this. So I'm going to take my dimension tool and click on the bottom line here. Okay. And that needs to be 100. 100 there. And the height of it, we want that to be 60. Okay, so 60 there. Okay. Now, for this part, we're going to draw another ellipse. So I'm going to take my ellipse drawing tool again. Okay. So this time take the ellipse tool here, and again drag. So you're on the center of this line here. So that's the center there. Drag out the ellipse to the edge, like so. So that's at 100 wide, and then drag up. So we get it to about there, okay, which is cool. Now take my dimension tool again, and this time click on the edge of this and drag it that way. So this is going to be again 120. 120. Okay. And there we have our half our ellipse drawn. Okay. Now, for the next part, I want to lose the bottom half of this. So I'm going to take my trim tool and cut off the bottom half like so. Okay. And we now have, just drag this around, we have two ellipses drawn, one going one way and one going the other way for us. Okay. All right. So, our next part for this, we're going to plot. So I'm going to close that drawing off like so. We're going to plot 2 points on here that we can actually use. So I'm going to choose my point tool. Oh, no, not another sketch. Now I want my. Let's see how we're going to do this. Oh, I know. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go back into this sketch here, so edit on that, and I'm going to put a point on the top of this shape here. So again, take my use tool, point tool, and just put one on the top of this shape here again. So there, put one there, and that's it, that's cool, okay? So I've now got an extra point on the top, similar to the other ellipse there for us, okay? Now, I'm going to now draw a new work plane that's going to be parallel to this. So I'm going to use the front plane and drag one out from that. So I'm going to go to this tool here and choose the plane tool. And I'm going to select the front work plane, yeah, and it's going to be an offset plane. No, sorry, it's going to be a plane point plane, yeah. And I'm going to use that point there for where it's actually going to be located. So this is a new work plane that's parallel to the front work plane, and it intersects with the point at the top of our ellipse there. Okay, our half ellipse. Okay, now I'm now going to then draw a drawing on that. Now I can view that from the front, so make sure I'm looking at the front of it. Going to select that new work plane and put a new sketch on that new work plane. Okay. Okay. And for this, we're going to draw a new ellipse on this. Okay. So I'm going to take a new ellipse here,